guys, Prowl 1701 here, and it's been announced the next collection set in the collection range is Season 15, Tom Baker's 4th season. I'm excited about this. I'm always happy to get another Tom season. It's kind of funny because I just recently shot a video predicting how the rest of the sets were going to go, like 2 to 3 days ago. Now I have to decide whether I want to reshoot it or not. But 15 was my first pick, so it tracks. The art looks really good. I don't quite understand what's going on with the cogs in the background. I can't think of a particular story that is pulling from with the little cogs. It kind of makes me think more of the 12th Doctor's intro, honestly. But here you just see kind of the explosion behind Tom with the cogs going everywhere. I don't understand what story that's pulling from. That being said, it looks fantastic. It looks nice. I love the portrait shot of Tom. The face shot of him looks good with the curly hair and the hat. That looks really nice. I love the fact it looks like he's on the go with the scarf flying, flapping in the wind, the jelly baby bag in his hand with the jelly babies going everywhere. I love that. I love that. It looks a little weird in his hand because it looks like he's holding it like this instead of like this. Like that's a little weird if I wanted to nitpick, but it looks fine. The enemies look good. I can't tell. I think that's just like what, 4 of them on there? I don't think that's another one there. Of course, we have the Findal in the background with the creature behind her, which is what I've always said I wanted. If you remember when I discussed what I want the season 15 art to look like, I've always said I wanted the Findal to be like the time monster shot on season 9, with it being the center one with the monster looming over it. That actually is literally exactly what I've always wanted on this set. That looks perfect. The Suntaran taking front center is really good since they play such a big part in the Invasion of Time, the season finale. I'm not a big fan of that Suntaran makeup, but that's not Lee Binding's fault. But it's nice to see them front and center. It's nice to have the kind of tax collector guy on the cover as well. It's nice to see Sunmakers get some reference. And then, oddly enough, this one surprises me, we have the updated effects, we'll get to that, version of the Rutan on the cover, which is odd. I would have rather have had Reuben when it's not really Reuben, when it's the Rutan disguised as Reuben, because I think he looks creepy and chilling. The actor who plays Reuben is so good, pre-death and post-death. So I would have rather just had Reuben, or what looks like Reuben, on there looking all creepy. That's what I would have done. Instead, they went with the updated effect Rutan, which almost seems like they're going to be making the updated effects version of Horror Fang Rock the canon version. That's interesting. It's a little odd that the Rutan on it is so green while all the other characters are more in that sepia tone. You know, the dominant color of the art, which also looks good, by the way, is that kind of gold color, and most of the other villains on it are kind of swathed in that gold color, whereas the Rutan is just green. It looks a little odd, I'll be honest. It looks like the Rutan was added later. Like originally it wasn't there, or originally something else was there, and then Lee Binding went and added it later. That's what that looks like to me. All of that being said, it's little nitpick things. The art looks fabulous. I love Lee Binding's work. I absolutely adore Lee Binding's work. I would rather have a Lee Binding on my wall than I would a Leonardo da Vinci on my wall, monetary value aside. He's my favorite Doctor Who artist. He's one of my favorite artists. The art looks fantastic. I absolutely love it. Even the gold tone running throughout it looks really good. This is a 7-disc set, which I think is all it needs. So each story gets 1 disc, plus there's a bonus disc. And I feel, of course, like that's all it needs. This season, of course, has Leela in it, continuing in it. She leaves at the end of the season. This season also introduces K9 in the second story, The Invisible Enemy. Horror of Fang Rock gets updated effects. Yes. 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 Anyone who follows this channel for a considerable time knows I have been championing that for a long time. If anything got updated effects this season, it needed to be Fang Rock. That's all this story really needed to bump it from a 9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, or to be more accurate, a 10 out of 10 to an 11 out of 10. maybe in a 9.9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. That's really been the only thing I could nitpick about it. I have a feeling Ham is going to be as excited about this one as I am, because I know Ham loves Fang Rock, probably even more than I do, which is saying something. That's all the story ever really needed, was some updated effects. It's a phenomenal story, easily the strongest of the season, and one of the strongest Doctor Who stories, period. It's really, really good. So I am happy with the brief clips we have of the updated effects. They actually look like good quality updated effects as well from the brief clips we have of them. I am super excited about that. And this season also has The Invisible Enemy, which had updated effects on the DVD release, which looked good. Image of the Fendal, which for the most part didn't really need them. The Sunmakers, which I love. It's Bob Holmes. Never really needed them. Underworld, which to be fair never needed updated effects. Maybe some CSO cleanup. But the model work in Underworld is some of the best model work in all of Classic Who. It looks really good. And The Invasion of Time, which already had updated effects, needed updated effects on its DVD release, which looked really good. So it's a mixed bag of a season. I call season 15 kind of my least favorite of Tom's, but it's a Tom season and they're all good. I am super excited. The trailer that announced it is really nice. Louise Jameson is back as Leela. She slips right back into the role, which I know she's been doing Big Finish stuff. And she's phenomenal in it. It's a little odd how I kind of expected her to teleport maybe on one of the newer TARDISes. It's interesting that she teleports onto the Fourth Doctor's TARDIS. Because how does that conversation take place? She can't tell the Fourth Doctor about the Time War. He's not supposed to know about it yet. But it's still lovely. I still absolutely adore it. It's a wonderful trailer. Some of the extras seem a little light this time. That's fine. I'm not upset about that. I know a lot of people from this era are gone. And a lot of the money might have went into the updated effects for Horror Fang Rock, which I prefer anyway. The Behind the Sofa, I'm kind of surprised Peter Davison is not there for that. We have Louise Jameson, as we should. Colin Baker, it's always great to see Colin. Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding, it's always great to see them as well. Matthew Waterhouse, we haven't seen Matthew in a while, I think. That's an interesting choice. Katie Manning, I always love seeing Katie. Betson Roberts, who is the wife of Pennant Roberts, of course, a famous Classic Who director. That's an interesting choice. And then Toby is on there himself, which is great. I absolutely adore Toby. I'm going to love to see his thoughts. I know he's seen all these before, but to get his thoughts on them as it goes. I'm kind of surprised we don't have like Sylvester or Sophie or Peter, though. That's interesting. Maybe they just wanted to change it up a little bit. I'm looking forward to watching the bonus one about Darkness and Light, about Graham Williams. I hope it's a very honest take, not just a flowery, pretty type. You know, I hope it's a very honest take on Graham Williams. I would love that. The In Conversation with Luis, I'm looking forward to a lot. We have a making of for Horror of Fang Rock. Super excited about that. Again, I love Horror of Fang Rock. We have a video, another Tom Talks video with Tom talking about life. I love those. I love listening to Tom Baker talk. I just do. I love that bit in the video too when he's like, and sometimes when I'm being interviewed, so even also by you, I think, wow, what am I saying? I love that. I just love that little bit. And of course, Tom is also on the Darkness and Light about Graham Williams. So we do get some Tom Baker on this season. I would have loved to have seen Tom Baker on Behind the Sofa. But again, he is almost 90 years old at this point. So he may have just retired from actively doing stuff like that. Also, he's not in the voiceover for the trailer for the season, the announcement for the season like he is a lot. So I know they banked a lot of stuff with Tom, and they're probably using some of that. He's got some audio. Ooh, he's got some exclusive new audio commentaries, too. That's nice. Rare convention footage, Blackpool exhibition links, and some other rare treats. That's really nice. Hey, they seem a little light compared to some. I mean, they were never going to live up to the season 20 one, let's be fair. That one we got spoiled on, let's be fair. I'm fine with what's announced for it, though. I think it's fine. I'm happy to have another set coming. At 7 discs, it'll be a little slimmer, about like season 17. Going to fit on the shelf a little easier. The artwork looks good. I'm looking at some of the other artwork. The artwork for the flap is from the Invasion of Time. Looks good. The artwork for the booklet is Horror of Fang Rock, which is a nice shot of Tom and Leela. I like the outfit Leela's wearing in that. with the lighthouse in the background and the ship comet looking thing about to crash in the back. That looks good. The disc art looks good. I still don't know what's going on in the background of the disc art. That little symbol, I don't know what that's pulling from. I'm not remembering what that's from right now. It looks good, but I can't place it. So I am really fired up about this. We will have 5 Tom Baker seasons. That's fantastic. No release date. They do not have a release date yet, I've noticed. So hopefully we get it like before June. I'm trying to remember when the BBC's financial year ends. I think it either runs through April or May. Because I think technically we've only gotten one on the current financial year, which is the 20th one. I think technically season 9 was the previous year. So I think we've only gotten season 20 on the current financial year. So we need probably one more, though, at least want to get 2. So I suspect we'll get it in April at the latest would be my goal. If it runs through April or May, April by the latest. But I'm a little concerned we haven't got a release date yet. So hopefully it's sooner than later. So that is my thoughts on that. Season 15 coming. Super excited. I want to know what you think. What bonus features you're most excited about. Horror of Fang Rock, updated effects, and behind the sofa always. Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button as well. Patreon links are down there. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. YouTube memberships are available. Links to my Amazon wish list are down there, and my P.O. box is down there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.